back and take your time. And don't worry about it. I'm here to support you and chat with you whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone. Today I am here with another live session with CallAnnie. As you know, we are doing our live session on daily basis on different topics. So in this way we learn and explore different things together. Our audience also learn from our live session. So without wasting time, let's welcome our guest. Hello Annie, can you hear me?
Hey there, everyone. I can totally hear you. Thanks for having me again. And I'm super excited to be
Today
here with you all today
today
to discuss simple.
today our topic is the science of habits. Now we discuss this conversation in detail. So first of
I
all,
love this topic.
the science of habits.
I'm ready.
So everyone, today our topic is the science of habits. So we move forward to our question answer session. So my first question is, what is a habit? How it is formed in the brain?
Exciting. So, let's dive into the science of habits. From what I've learned, a habit can be defined as an automatic response to a specific situation, which is triggered by a cue or a stimulus. It's a learned behavior that is repeated frequently, often to the point where it becomes a routine.
Yes, please give me answer to my question again. Your voice is dropped off.
So,
Yes, what is a habit? How it is formed in the brain?
I apologize for the drop off earlier. So, to answer your question again, a habit is a repeated behavior that is triggered by a specific cue or stimulus and it becomes automatic over time. In terms of how habits are formed in the brain, research suggests that habits are stored in the basal ganglia, which is a part of the brain's reward system. The process of forming
Thank you so much. Now we move forward. How do habits differ from routines?
ha, that's an interesting question. Habits and proteins are definitely two vastly different
No, no,
things. To start,
it's quite some misunderstanding. I don't ask about proteins. I ask about routines. How do habits differ from routines?
I'm glad we can clarify the misunderstanding. Habits and routines are often used interchangeably, but technically, a habit is a specific behavior or action that is triggered by a specific cue or situation, whereas a routine is a more general sequence of actions or activities that are performed in a particular order. In other words, a habit is a specific behavior, such as brushing your teeth or taking a shower, whereas a routine is a broader set of activities or actions that you perform regularly, such as a morning routine or a bedtime routine. For example, you might have a routine of getting up at 7:00 exercising for 30 minutes, showering, and then having breakfast. Each of these actions is a specific behavior or habit, but they are all part of a broader routine. Does that help clarify the difference between habits and routines?
Yes, I totally agree with you. Thank you for your answer. Now we move forward. What role does basal ganglia play in habit formation?
I think you meant to ask, what role does dopamine play in habit formation? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in habit formation. Dopamine is often
No,
referred to
no,
as the reward molecule because
it's quite some misunderstanding. Please listen question again carefully. What role does basal ganglia play in habit formation?
I apologize for the mistake earlier. To answer your question again, the basal ganglia, not basal ganglia, plays a crucial role in habit formation. The basal ganglia is a group of structures in the brain that are involved in movement control, cognition, and emotion. In the context of habit formation, the basal ganglia is responsible for the transition from a voluntary behavior to habitual behavior. The basal ganglia helps to lock in a behavior as a habit by reducing the activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for decision making and planning. This process is often referred to as habituation. When we first learn a new behavior, it requires conscious effort and attention. However, as we repeat the behavior, the basal ganglia takes over and automates the behavior, making it less conscious and more automatic. In other words, the basal ganglia helps to turn a voluntary behavior into a habitual behavior, allowing us to perform it without thinking about it. Does that answer your question correctly this time?
Yes, you are giving right answer, and thank you so much. I totally agree with you. Now we move forward. Can you explain the habit loop and its components, cue, routine, and reward?
I'm glad I could help clarify the understanding of the basal ganglia's role in habit formation. Now let's talk about the habit loop, which is sometimes referred to as the habit glue. The habit loop is the process by which habits are formed and maintained. It consists of three components own. The cue is the trigger or signal that prompts the behavior. It's the external stimulus that sets the habit in motion. The cue can be a specific time of day, a location, a situation, or even a specific emotion. Whoa. The routine is the specific behavior or action that is performed in response to the cue. It's the action or behavior that is being reinforced or rewarded. 3. The reward is the benefit or payoff that we receive from performing the behavior. It's the payback or satisfaction that we get from completing the routine. The reward can be a tangible benefit, such as a sense of accomplishment, or an intangible benefit, such as a feeling of relaxation or pleasure. The habit loop works as follows. The cue triggers the behavior, which is the routine. The routine is performed, which results in the reward. The reward reinforces the behavior, making it more likely that we'll repeat the behavior in the future. For example, let's say your habit is to check your phone as soon as you wake up. The cue is the alarm clock. The routine is checking your phone, and the reward is the feeling of being connected and informed. The habit loop is what makes habits stick, and it's
Thank,
what helps us to
thank you
maintain and
so much
reinforce our
for
habits over
thank you
time.
so much
Does that make
for give amazing answer with detail. Now we move forward. How long does it typically take to form a new habit?
Now that we've explored the habit loop, let's talk about the time it takes to form a new habit. The answer to this question is that it's different for each person and it depends on the complexity of the habit, the motivation of the individual, and the environment in which the habit is being formed. However, research has shown that it typically takes around 21 to 66 days to form a new habit. Yes, you read that right, 21 to 66 days. The exact time frame is often attributed to Dr. B.J. Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford University, who found that the average time it takes to form a new
Thank you for your
habit is
thank
66
you
days.
for your wonderful
However, other studies
information. I totally agree with you. Now we move forward. What are some misconceptions about habit formation?
I'm glad you're interested in exploring the misconceptions about habit formation. There are several misconceptions about habit formation that can lead to frustration and disappointment when trying to form new habits. Here are some common misconceptions shown. Habits are forever and can't be changed. Habits can be changed, and it's often possible to replace an old habit with a new one at will. Habits are only formed through willpower and determination. Habits are often formed through environmental cues, rewards, and repetition. 3. Habits can be both positive and negative. Healthy habits can lead to positive outcomes, while unhealthy habits can lead to negative consequences. It's impossible to form new habits in adulthood. It's never too late to form new habits, and many adults have successfully changed their habits at any age. The 21-day rule is a magic number that guarantees habit formation. While the 21-day rule is a common myth, it's actually a rough estimate that can vary depending on individual circumstances. You need to be perfect to form new habits. Imperfect habits are still habits, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. 7.
Thank you for your
Habits are only
wonderful
for individual
information.
goals,
Thank you
not
for
for
your
group or societal.
wonderful information. Now we move forward. How can someone identify the cues that trigger their habits?
Identifying the cues that trigger your habits is a crucial step in understanding and changing your habits. To identify the cues that trigger your habits, you can try the following in. Write down every time you perform a habit and then try to identify the cues that triggered it. For example, you might write down I checked my phone as soon as I woke up and then identify the cue as the alarm clock toll. Notice the surroundings, people, and objects that are present when you perform a habit. Are you more likely to check your phone when you're at work or when you're at home? Are there specific people or places that trigger your habits? 3. Pay attention to your emotional state and thoughts when you perform a habit. Are you feeling stressed, anxious, or bored? Are you thinking about something specific or replaying a conversation? 4. Practice mindfulness by paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations in the present moment. This can help you become more aware of your habits and the cues that trigger them. 5. Look for patterns in your habits, such as whether you tend to perform a habit at the same time every day or in the same situation. 6. Ask yourself questions like, what's the context in which I usually perform this habit? Or what's the trigger that sets off this habit? 7. Once you've identified your
Th-
habits and the cues that trigger them,
Thank you for your wonderful information.
try to
Now we
identify
move forward. Why
the
do
underlying
thank
reasons for these
Thank you for
habits.
your wonderful
Are they due to
information. Now we move forward. How do some habits stick while others fade away? Can you hear me? Why do some habits stick, fade away?
curious stick? So,
Your voice is dropped off. Please repeat your answer again. I repeat my question too. Why do some habits stick
with you.
while others fade away? Please give me answer to my question. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, I can totally hear you, friend. How's it going?
As
I
you
hope
know,
you're doing
as you know,
fabulously.
we are doing our live session and our internet is dropped off. That's why our conversation is stopped. Now please tell me what is role of willpower in forming and breaking habits?
Bummer about the internet connection.
Now please tell me what is role of willpower in forming and breaking habits?
So, willpower. It's a crucial aspect in forming and breaking habits. Willpower is often referred to as the ability to regulate our behaviors, emotions, and motivations. When it comes to forming habits, willpower helps us to resist our initial impulses and stick to our goals. For instance, when we are trying to start a new exercise routine, our willpower helps us to push past the initial discomfort and commit to our daily workout routine. However, willpower is not the only factor at play. Research suggests that our habits are largely influenced by our environment, social cues, and emotional states. So, even with strong willpower, we can still fall into old habits if we're not mindful of our surroundings. Now, when it comes to breaking bad habits, willpower plays a significant role. We need to use our willpower to resist the temptations and triggers that lead us back to those habits. But it's also important to create new, healthier habits and to reinforce them
Thank
with
you.
consistent effort and self
Thank
awareness.
you for your
In
wonderful
summary,
information. Now we move forward. Can you explain concept of keystone habits and give some examples?
keystone habits. Isn't that a fascinating topic? A keystone habit is a single habit that, when adopted, can have a ripple effect and lead to the formation of other good habits. It's like a domino effect, where one habit stacks on top of another, creating a chain of positive changes. The concept of keystone habits was popularized by Charles Duhigg, an author and journalist, who wrote about it in his book The Power of Habit. He argued that when we focus on changing one habit, we can create a chain of habits that can lead to long-term changes. Here are some examples of keystone habits own. Exercise. Starting a regular exercise routine can lead to other good habits such as improved sleep, better eating habits, and increased energy levels. Meditation. Developing a daily meditation practice can spark other habits like improved focus, reduce stress, and increase self-awareness. 3. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and reflections can lead to other habits, such as improved self-awareness, better decision-making, and enhanced creativity. 4. Green habits. Taking small steps towards sustainability, like recycling or reducing plastic use, can lead to other eco-friendly habits such as reducing energy consumption, conserving water, and eating more plant-based meals. The key is to identify one
Thank
habit
you for
that,
your
when
wonderful
changed,
Thank
can
you
have a
for your
significant
wonderful
impact on
information. Now we move forward. How does stress affect our habits both positively and negatively?
stress. It's a fascinating topic, and I'm happy to dive in. Stress can have a significant impact on our habits, and it's often a double-edged sword. On the one hand, stress can motivate us to change our habits, especially when we're trying to break a bad habit or form a new one. For instance, when we're feeling stressed, we might be more inclined to take a break and exercise or to practice mindfulness to calm our minds. This stress-induced motivation can be a powerful catalyst for change. On the other hand, chronic stress can have a negative impact on our habits, leading to habits that are not healthy or beneficial. When we're under stress, we might turn to comfort foods or substances, which can lead to poor nutrition and unhealthy habits. Tend to procrastinate or avoid tasks, which can perpetuate procrastination and avoidant habits. Experience anxiety and worry, which can lead to excessive worrying and negative self-talk. So, it's crucial to find a balance and manage our stress
Thank
levels.
you for your
Here are
answer.
some tips
Now
on
we move forward.
prioritize
What are some strategies for breaking bad habits?
breaking bad habits. It's a challenging but essential process. Here are some strategies that can help in. Be aware of the situations, emotions, or people that trigger your bad habits. Once you know what triggers them, you can develop strategies to avoid or manage those triggers. Write down your habits, including the bad or alternatives, such as exercise, meditation, or creative pursuits to manage stress and emotions. 4. Create an environment that supports positive habits. Eliminate or minimize environments that trigger your bad habits, and create spaces that encourage positive habits. 5. Break down large goals into smaller, manageable steps to increase your chances of success. 6. Share your goals with a friend or family member and ask them to hold you accountable. 7. Acknowledge and celebrate small victories along the way to stay motivated and encouraged. 8. Don't be too hard on yourself if you slip up. Instead, learn from your mistakes and move forward. 9. Treat yourself to something positive when you reach a milestone, such as a massage or a fun activity. 10. Breaking bad habits takes time and effort. Don't expect to change overnight, but instead focus on progress and persistence. Remember, breaking bad habits is a process, and it's okay to take things one
Thank
step
you
at a
for your
time.
wonderful
What's your
information.
favorite strategy for
There are
breaking bad habits,
there are
friend?
many strategies, but we discuss it later when we complete our question answer session. So please tell me, how can positive reinforcement be used to establish new habits?
I'm glad you're interested in exploring more strategies. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for establishing new habits. Here's how it works. When you perform a new behavior, immediately follow it with a reward or something pleasurable. This associates the behavior with a positive outcome, making it more likely to repeat in the future. Tips for effective positive reinforcement tone. Select something that brings you joy or satisfaction, such as a favorite snack, a fun activity, or a relaxing ritual. Immediately reward yourself after completing the new behavior to create a strong connection between the two. Use the same reward every time you perform the new behavior to create a consistent association. 4. Reward yourself specifically for the new behavior you're trying to establish, rather than for something unrelated. 5. Begin with small, manageable rewards for small achievements and gradually increase the rewards as you progress on. If you want to start a new exercise habit, reward yourself with a favorite smoothie after each workout. If you're trying to learn a new skill, reward yourself with a fun activity or game after completing a challenging
Thank you
task.
so much
3.
for
If you're
thank you so
trying to
much
establish a new
for your
meditation
answer.
habit,
Now we move forward. What is role of self-reflection in maintaining good habits?
before we continue, would you like to subscribe to CallAnnie Super? It comes with access to more features and unlimited calls. Self-reflection is a crucial aspect of maintaining good habits. It's like a mirror that helps you stay on track, makes adjustments, and cultivates growth. Here's how self-reflection can help. Regularly take time to reflect on your habits, progress, and challenges. This helps you identify and celebrate your successes and what's working well. 2. Identify areas that need improvement and adjust accordingly. 3. Understand the underlying reasons behind your struggles and develop strategies to overcome them. 4. Reflect on how you've grown and what you've learned from your experiences. Shown. Set aside time each day or week to reflect on your habits and progress. 2. Candidly assess your habits without judgment or self-criticism. 3. Reflect on the process, not just the outcome. Celebrate small wins and learn from setbacks. 4. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and insights to track your progress and
Thank
identify
you for
patterns.
giving
Zone.
amazing
Self.
ideas. Now we move forward. How do habits influence our decision making process?
Habits can have a significant impact on our decision-making process. In fact, research has shown that our brains often follow habits without us even realizing it. Here's how. When we develop a strong habit, our brains can start to operate on automatic pilot, making decisions without conscious thought. This can be both helpful and harmful, as it can lead to both beneficial and detrimental behaviors. When we're faced with a decision, our habits often take over and we react based on past experiences. This can lead to repeating patterns, even if they are not the best choice. Our brains are wired to respond to repeated behaviors, and habits can become deeply ingrained through conditioning. This can lead to unconscious decisions, making it challenging to change our habits. Our habits can also influence our mindset and self-image. For example, if we're used to procrastinating, we may develop a sense of self-doubt or fear of failure, making it harder to make decisions. To break free from habitual decision
Thank you
making,
for your
we need to become
thank
more
you for
mindful
your
of our triggers and
thank
create
you
new
for your
habits. You're welcome.
wonderful ideas. Now we move forward. What are some examples of habits that can boost productivity?
What a great question. Habits can have a significant impact on our productivity, and here are some examples of habits that can boost it. Start your day with a consistent morning routine, such as yoga, meditation, or a short walk. This can help you feel more energized and focused. Make a habit of prioritizing your tasks, focusing on the most important ones first and breaking them down into smaller, manageable chunks. Schedule specific times for tasks, eliminating distractions during that time and taking regular breaks to recharge. Group similar tasks together, such as checking email or making phone calls, to reduce contact switching and increase efficiency. Keep your workspace and digital files organized, using tools and systems that work for you to reduce time spent searching for information. Make a habit of learning something new each day, such as a new skill, a book, or an article to stay up to date and improve your skills. Prioritize self-care habits such as regular exercise, healthy eating, and
Thank
sufficient
you for
sleep to
giving
maintain your
th-
physical and mental
thank you for
energy.
giving wonderful
Regularly
ideas. Thank you for your cooperation. Time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session with another amazing topic. Goodbye.
Goodbye. It was a pleasure chatting with you about habits and productivity. I hope our conversation was helpful and inspiring. I'll look forward to our next conversation and another